We are back for our next program with Carol Cameron. We are here live in London, which is so incredible. I can't get over it. But this next program you're going to love. This is so cool. Everyone loves everything in miniature, right? It's just there's something fascinating about something in a miniature scale. And this dollhouse, I'm going to call it a dollhouse. Is it a dollhouse?
Yeah, dollhouse.
It's a dollhouse. But it was originally 1700s era cupboard that has been converted now into such an incredible dollhouse. It is the piece de resistance of this exceptional room full of all kinds of wonderful things. And we are privileged to be here with Carol Cameron to see your dollhouse. Hi, Carol.
Okay. This dollhouse was, I got this about a year ago from an auction, and they weren't quite sure what to describe it as because it looked as if it might be a doll's house. It was certainly some sort of cupboard, but also it had been used as a drinks cupboard. And I actually got to speak to the person who was selling it or email with them, and he explained that it had been in his family for a long, long time. And he was a bit embarrassed to say yes, it had been out in the barn for a while, was a bit full of cobwebs and things. But inside there was sort of drink marks where they'd used the bottles and everything. But he believed that it had come up from down south about 100 years before, and so he gave me a bit of history. It is still a bit of a mystery though, and I'll ask Rachel to focus in on these two things here, because here it says east or west, hame's best. Now hame, I come from Scotland, hame is the way Scottish people pronounce home. So it's east or west, home is best. And that's a good motto, isn't it? And down here there's this kind of coat of arms that is a little M and a little, looks like a P, and then maybe a big P, and then ET, which is French for and. So it looks like some sort of coat of arms or something. So he wasn't able to tell me anything about those at all. But it's quite clear that whoever converted this cupboard into a doll's house spent a lot of time doing it, because the woodwork that's on the front here is also on the sides even. The back is plain, but they've taken the trouble to even go down the sides and do this marvellous carving. The advice I've had is to get somebody in to look at the metalwork, because that will help date it, at least date when it was converted. But in the meantime, I'll just give you a tour, and we'll start off with the attic. This is what I made into the little nursery, and in here you'll find all sorts of old, these are bristle dolls. There's 3 of them. Tiny, tiny wax bristle dolls, and the little are on bristles, and they would stand on top of maybe a piano or something, and when the music would play, they would dance around. This is an old doll's house doll, and then moving further on over here, here's the 3rd of the bristle dolls, and then here is a wonderful wax doll that actually came from the Rosalie Weil Museum.
Oh wow.
So that came from the museum, that big one there.
Now you can get down so everyone can see down inside all the wonderful accessories and everything. There's a little bassinet there, the baby. Now the next thing I'll do is I'll show you the kitchen, which is down the bottom. So this is the kitchen area. I always love kitchens and dolls' houses because they're full of wonderful bits and pieces. You can see there's lots of pewter over here. There's another lovely wax doll that also came from the Rosalie Weil collection. But there's some more modern stuff in here too, tins and things. It's just a bit playful. Tins come off. Lots of baskets, animals, food, metal plates, breads, water. As I say, not all of the period, but good fun. We're down here on the ground, which is so much fun. I really feel like we're playing dolls when we can just crouch down here and see all these wonderful things inside.
And on the walls, I've found these lovely wax. They're equivalent of the old wooden cookie makers where people could press them in. Some artists now reproducing them in wax. And they're marvellous things to hang on the walls. But kitchens are fun. Kitchens are fun.
Kitchens are a lot of fun. In homes, you spend so much time in your kitchen.
Yes.
It's the place where everybody goes and hangs out.
Yes, absolutely.
What fun.
Now, of course, there's always an upstairs. And here, what I've done is, like in many of the old dolls' houses, the dolls are wooden, and then I'll just open up these rooms here so you can see these. Now again, as I say, when I got this, it was full of cobwebs and marks on the floor, but it was amazingly easy to clear that up. I just hoovered the cobwebs away. I don't know how to restore dolls' houses, so there wasn't any wallpaper to peel off or whatever. It was just the original wood. It cleaned up very, very well and was ready to occupy very shortly. And from other dolls' houses and other bits and pieces that I'd saved, these dolls were all in my collection already downstairs, families of dolls.
And this is one of the bedrooms?
This is one of the bedrooms here. And this was a set of little wax
well, meant to be books that I found online. See, the lovely thing about dolls' houses is it doesn't matter where you go, you can always find things.
Yes, such
like
as your
the China
globe
dogs.
and your chandelier.
Yeah, the chandelier, the China dogs. And again, some more wax paintings, cookie cutter things and mirrors.
Absolutely wonderful. And is this the man cave?
The hallway, yes, the hallway.
The hallway.
He's with his monkey. And this is the first of my alabaster tea sets that you'll see. These, it's not quite clear what these were made for. There's a theory that they were souvenirs brought back from the Grand Tour, but there's clearly two types. One is this sort of yellow painted alabaster. It's white underneath, but yellow stained or painted with palm trees and figures on top. The others that you'll see shortly are sort of a grey-white alabaster with very much primary colours decorated. But absolutely exquisite, but nobody really knows what they're for, a bit of a mystery. This is another bedroom, the 4-poster bed, and this is a little cradle with the lucky little girl here who's just about to open a present.
Is this her nanny? Or
this is her nanny's looking after her, yes.
Look at this wonderful bed. And again, the little dogs in front and the pillow. Do you feel like this house is complete, or are you constantly adding and taking things away?
It's nearly there, but yeah, there's always room for one more doll. There's always room for one more something in a doll's house.
So as we go downstairs.
So these 4 wax dolls actually I got together, and they looked as if they were off to some sort of fancy dress or some sort of masquerade or something. She's got this lovely mask. So this is a sort of, I guess, a drawing room. Again, with this is one of the other types of alabaster, the white with the orange, the very primary colours, with the orange dogs and the orange thing in the back, colour-coded. And then they're almost off to the ball.
They look dressed and ready to go.
Yes,
a masquerade.
Yes, they are. And their friends next door, similarly ready to go. And a lot of these old houses, particularly the ones in Holland, you see the blue and white china. So I put some of that on the walls, hung some of that. They're rather oversized, but the thing about old dolls' houses is you can put in any scale you want. Any scale fits.
I love that.
Because in the old dolls' houses, they would use the wallpaper that they put on their wall, they put it in the doll's house, and it wouldn't matter. And you can put different sizes of scales of dolls, and it seems to work.
Right.
Yeah. I think for the modern miniaturist, if you like, the scale is very important, that it's the same, but I think it's different with the old dolls' houses. And then here's the father, the house with his mother. This is the grandmother, again with one of these lovely continental cabinets and another lovely alabaster set. And here's an interesting pair of what do you call these? The things with the
sconces?
That's it, sconce. And then it's got MO and AO. So there we go.
Absolutely remarkable. Do you have a favorite room?
Not really.
Yeah.
No. But as I say, I was always hoping to have a house that was plain wood, that would house things like this. So this is a dream come true.
This is a dream come true. I'm just going to pull out here again so you can see the wonderful massive scale of this house, and it is just such a treat to take this tour of this 1700s era cupboard that has been converted into this dreamy dollhouse. Thank you so much, Carol Cameron. We loved every minute.
We'll close it down for the day.